All right, what's Geno's thoughts?
Well, Geno gets fiery. And one thing I agree with Geno on is he says, you see it in the caption here of by the way, my lost interest on YouTube. Follow him. He says, April, get away from all three. Accurate. Fair. April and I are fucking poison for each other at this point. I mean, look at the choices we made when we were together. Fucking deviant, awful, degenerate choices. Not good. Shouldn't be together. Once our relationship had to get to a certain depth, both of us were incapable of doing it. We really, once you figured out where your differences were and you each didn't really want to help the other one. Yeah. So get away from all three is great advice because first of all, let's just talk about what a bad look it is to shack up with a married man while his wife is in the house, allegedly. And how it kind of, like, you just look like you're the person who's charged with a felony and has a drug problem. You're their side piece. Like, that's your identity now. You don't want that for your identity. And I kind of think you're better than that, but
I don't know, man.
You are your choices, you know?
She has an opportunity. Like I said, when this all went down, if you don't realize how this is going in a bad way, I don't know, what else do you need to do? Like, you got arrested, but you got away with all of it in the sense that there weren't really any charges. You got the closest thing to a get out of jail free card that you can have. Like, this is your moment because you don't get a reprieve on the second time. The second time around, people will be less understanding about, well, you're going through this.
If this guy shoves coke up your nose and then convinces you you're not hooked and then gets you arrested and gets his own kids taken away, which was supposed to be your career, was being a live-in nanny, and then those kids get taken away. Like, this person has literally taken everything from you. This person has cost you everything. And if you come out of that thinking it's my fault or my show's fault, then I'm sorry, you are the result of your choices. It's hard for me to now say she's better than that or she's better than this. If someone takes everything from you, like this person has, and you still think they're the greatest person on earth, then I'm sorry. Your moral, let's use the line, your moral compass is so fucked it'd be a surprise if you get to the parking lot. Let's go to Geno's rant here. Geno, I've noticed that, like, April's friends have been a lot nicer than I have. I mean, this is really the first time where I've went, well, because I got fucking shit on hard. Like, she's like, your show has made my life unlivable. It's like, motherfucker, that cocksucker, like, got you on drugs. I told you not to. I said you should probably cut this out. Back in December, I told her you should cut this out before it gets too bad. It's only a little bit. It's going to become more, and it's going to become every day. Meanwhile, getting up at 4 a.m. to go do a show, and she's getting one. Well, because I got to wake up. I barely got any sleep. Okay. All right. Well, I'm chugging 2 Celsius and trying to keep it street legal, but all right. Okay, whatever. You know, fuck it. I know that if we have a fight about it, I'm going to be a monster at the end of it. So, like, this person, my show has made your life unlivable because I've talked about my life and what I've done and my divorce and everything else. You are with someone who's so fucking delusional that they think when it comes to he and I that he's winning. Hey, April, between Nick and I, which of us played with our kids all weekend?
I don't know that there is, like, no offense, there's no winning in this. Like,
no, we're all fucking losers. At least I'm trying to build my fucking life back up. This guy still thinks that he's a victim. He's a fucking lunatic. So I'm sorry, but to the person who, you had one person encouraging you to do drugs with them. You had another person encouraging you to stop. Another person gets to see those kids that you claimed you loved so much. I don't buy it. Is still with those kids. The other one can't take them anywhere on his own and fucked you out of a job, by the way. You're also you've caused serious problems for their marriage. And I'm the problem? Guys, you got to get some fucking help. I'm sorry. So let's see what Geno has to say.
Yeah, I want to see what Geno has to say.
Ricotta, ricotta cheese, and I got to venture to guess it's because that's what Kevin Brennan always calls the ricottas.
It is funny.
The ricottas. By the way, as long as we touch upon that, let me point something about the ricottas and the ricottas, okay? He's an idiot. Everyone involved in this, including my friend fucking Steel Toe, including my friend April, they're all fucking idiots. They're all fucking children. I love April and Aaron.
Oh, no, that's what Mersh said about Anthony.
Yeah. Whoa, easy with the slander there, Geno.
Sorry, fucking children, not fucking children. I understand. Okay, that's my fault.
Behaving like fucking children.
But, like, I get messages from people who go, Chrissy's talking shit about you or Geno's talking shit about you, blah, blah, blah. And I go look at it, and I watch them say shit about me that I would agree with. When Geno goes, Aaron, even my buddy Aaron, they're being fucking children. Yes, of course. I did fucking degenerate shit that grown-ups don't fucking do. Yes, fair. I can't believe that any of those three would think that they were in a position to argue Geno on that point. Or, like Nick, argue Keanu on that point. Because Nick's so used to pushing around women and manipulating them, he runs into one who knows who the fuck she is in Keanu, and she tells him what time it is, and he doesn't like it, and he throws a tantrum. Now, I don't know how you could disagree with Geno on this. You know, when Geno says they're all fucking children, yes, he's absolutely right.
Everyone involved in this, including my friend fucking Steel Toe, including my friend April, they're all fucking idiots. They're all fucking children. I love April and Aaron fucking as much as I think Nick Rekieta is just I've had it with a guy that's sitting there. Anyone that's waiting for him to say anything is insane. And I'll tell you something else about Nick. This is what he's going to do. Don't trust anyone talking, especially Aaron, because it's going to come out. Aaron can talk because he didn't get arrested in a room full of guns, drugs, and kids.
Bingo, Geno. That's the thing that people who are sweeping for Nick don't understand. They're like, oh, you're just talking. Fuck you, I earned it. Fuck you, because out of all these four people, one right decision was made. It just so happens to be the decision I made. The right decision was going, this has cost me my marriage, even though April's like, wait, maybe we can rebuild as friends and then slowly get it back. Fuck that. That's just you trying to keep me on the hook so you can keep this charade going. Horseshit, absolutely not. And then Kayla, are you sure we can't have a relationship? This thing is fucked 6 ways to Sunday. I gotta go.
Or at least 4 ways.
Or at least 4 ways. And then Nick going, you lied to me. You led my wife on. You should K yourself. Dude, it's fucking over. And that's what the tantrums were. They knew it was fucking over.
You led my wife on. She wanted to be with you, and you turned her down. How dare you not take my wife from me?
How fucking insane is that Nick basically is throwing a tantrum that translates to, keep fucking my wife. No, I can't do this. It's cost me too much. Like I said, it's the blackjack table. It's like I've spent too much on this one. This one, the cost, I've long feared that my sins would return to visit me, and the cost is more than I can bear. There was one wise decision made in this whole thing, and it was made by me. Now, does that make me wise? No, because I made 9,000 wrong decisions, and it is not canceled out by you making the one right decision, which, by the way, should have been fucking obvious to anyone with half a brain right away when it started. So nothing to be proud of on my end. But
Are we square? I plastered your wife's face so many times I can't count. Are we square?
Jesus.
I love that the ticker at the bottom of this, too, is also pumping a fundraiser for addicts and pit bulls.
Yes.
Beautiful, Geno. This is the right time to talk about all of this.
But so when all the sweepers sit there, the sweepers go, Aaron's talking so much. Suck my fucking dick. I'm the only one who fucking pulled the nose of the plane up before it crashed into the mountain. So eat my ass. I will talk a little shit.
Well, that's how this all started. Ass eating.
So
it's all harmless salad tossing until we go to that next step.
Yeah, don't believe anything, especially if it comes from Aaron. Like, Nick could not be more of a controlling cult leader type if he tried, and he's completely self-unaware about it. The fact that you reach out to Keanu to try and, like, steer her in a certain direction, and you don't think that's being a manipulative cunt? Like, that would be like me texting who's one of the sweepers for Nick, like Star Wars Girl or Robert Barnes, and one of those going, no, you know, this is really how it really happened. Blah, 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 blah. You know why I don't do that? Because that's conniving, controlling, and cunty. They're all allowed to think the way they want. If I have a problem with it, I'll say it publicly and I'll criticize them. But they can think whatever the fuck they want to. I'm not so insecure. I know what happened. He knows what happened, and that's why he's trying to call everyone who talks shit about him to try and control it. Hey, Nick, time to take some responsibility, buddy. You know why I get to say shit and you don't? Because I didn't have 26 grams of cocaine and guns in my house. I went the fuck home. Aaron got cucked out of his life. You cucked yourself, motherfucker. You are in deep shit. I'm not. I'm in a way better place. And I know that's why you lash out. I know that's what really bothers you. Just be honest about it, bud.
And then Rakate is like, well, if you believe there's guns, drugs, and kids, I believe the police report when you get so out of your skis as a fucking lawyer that you're fucking so good at, like, trust me, I'll find a way to fucking set up point A and invent point B. And in between, I got till August to figure out the fucking lie. That's fine. But don't insult my intelligence. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm scared. I'm not scared. Why would I be scared? Why would I? I'm genuinely curious how you're going to fucking do this legal gymnastics. But if you want anyone to believe that fucking you weren't in a house with guns, drugs, and kids, and the police report was a lie, God bless you.
That's a good point. It's like you have to have so little regard for the human brain to go like, oh, you're a bootlicking gay F-word. Nick, all the shit they found is shit that I've seen. In fact, they found some shit I hadn't seen. They found shit that I didn't even know about. So,
and isn't there body cam footage? Like, in this day and age, I'd really, really avoid sitting there saying what is and isn't true about what the cops claim happened. Because if they release that body cam footage and you are lying, now you've really kicked yourself in the dick.
Here's my thing about that body cam. It's the reason that I just laugh at Nick sweepers when they criticize me. I just laugh at them because I go, I know you're not going to give me the apology I deserve when that body cam comes out. But I know that deep down in your soul, when you watch that body cam footage, and it is a fucking walking map, a layout of exactly what I said, and then some, you're going to have that moment, that come to Jesus moment where you're like, I mean, I'll never admit it, but that fucker was right. That's why I don't feel the need to go back and forth with these people. I know that in time, the truth, the physical truth will be out there. And I can just sit back and go, you can think I'm arrogant. You can think I'm a piece of shit. You can not trust me, whatever, but I told us so. Sorry.
I don't give a fuck. And 2 weeks ago, I read messages between me and April, and there was nothing private released. There was nothing. All I did was read what she said to make a plea to her the only way I fucking can. Okay? Because I'll tell you what's not compromised. When I'm sending a message to you, April, this is me talking to you. See my face? When I'm getting a text from you and you're in a house with those fucking pieces of shit, they're not. Fuck off, April. Fucking.
Geno's fired up.
Yeah, he seems upset.
Geno mad. Geno and Keanu are now having to deal with the fact that, for all intents and purposes, she's gone. And
they're losing a friend. They're not happy about it.
Yeah, and at least for the foreseeable future, they're not coming back. You know, they just get deeper and deeper into the shit, and they don't know how to get themselves out because they have a marionette over top of them going like, it's totally fine, you're okay, dance. So they're going through the stages right now, and Geno's really good at the anger stage.
I love you and respect you too much to let you lie to my fucking face. I don't mind you being fucked with physically. You're a grown woman, that's your choice. But don't ever think I'm not yelling at you out of fucking respect and fear for your fucking future. And anyone that fucking tells you Geno's not your friend, he read that shit on air, is fucking with your head. And you're
does that mean I think Nick might
who would have said that?
Nick might have told April, God, he is a fucking gross guy. Oh, he's just such a fucking worm.
And they put him on the double screen. It's hurting me. I'm sorry. You meant Nick. My apologies.
But what a fucking worm to manipulate someone, especially someone, he knows April's a vulnerable person. Lied to her about me, lies about Keanu, lies about Geno. I bet you after Keanu read him the riot act on Instagram, he went back to her and went, these people aren't your real friends. Nobody would look at how she treats me. And it's really, like, he's trying to set this up. Probably with Kayla, too, is like us against the world, because if they're insulated with him, he can control the narrative, the defense. He's going to lead these people into a fucking jail cell. I mean,
how do you not see it going bad right now? Like, just with everything that happened, how do you not see? I don't understand how you don't go, all right, time to step away.
So am I reading this right? Does Geno have confirmation that Nick told April that he's not really her friend? Because
it seems like it, but I need receipts before I'm going to sit there and say, but dude, no, he's speaking to someone very directly, so I don't think so.
How can you exhibit such blatant narcissistic behavior and you fucking miss it? Well, I guess it's probably glug, 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 glug. I mean, that's probably the way you ignore it.
You're letting them. So get the fuck out of there. Go to a neutral place where you're not fucking going like, and if you're sitting there saying, those are all mine, they're not. You're in a toxic fucking environment. Anyone that's trying to convince you everything you see here is false, stop it.
See, Geno and Keanu know something, and I'm not going to press them. I'm going to let Keanu just tell us whatever she feels like telling us on Thursday. I know she's excited about that show.
Yeah,
I am too.
Geno is very fired up about something.
Yeah.
So
somebody
is this
said
after
something.
the messages that Keanu got? Did Keanu get the texts before this?
This was on Saturday, and Keanu got them Saturday, I think, or Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure. But
because he seems a little worked up.
Geno's worked up. And here's the thing. Nick is one of those guys who, like, and to use a metaphor here, I see it in the gym all the time when I'm training fighters. You get one of these new guys who's been, beating up other new guys. And then he's going to step up and he's going to, try and get in the ring with you. And he's like, oh, I can hold my own. And you're just so experienced that you smack him around. It's no problem. That's the problem Nick is having with Geno and Keanu right now. And the problem he had with me at the end is that Nick is so used to fucking with vulnerable people and it working. He's so used to fucking with people who have become damaged, and damaged partly by him and partly by me because of the fucking shitty decisions I made. So Nick takes these damaged people and he works his voodoo and it works. So he starts thinking, oh my God, I can make anyone think the way I think. But then he runs into well-adjusted people, and I can't believe I'm saying this about my buddy Geno, but he runs into well-adjusted people like Keanu and Geno who don't fall for his bullshit, and he's basically relegated to temper tantrums, which is kind of what Geno's making it sound like here.
Yeah.
Nick has played himself, cucked himself, if you will. Nick has played himself into thinking that he's some grand swami. He's not. He's just really good at fucking with vulnerable women's heads. He's done it to his wife for years. Does it to April now. If he's telling April that Geno and Keanu aren't her real friends, then he's a giant piece of manipulative shit.
Read your text anymore. I won't. The ones you sent me 2 days ago, they're between me and you. But understand, I think they're compromised. But when I read...
That's the other thing. Like Keanu told me, she goes, I think Nick's writing April's text for her.
Which is creepy. It's another sign that you're in a bad situation when you're not allowed to speak for yourself. It's another one of those things. I don't know. Maybe he's really convincing about, no, it's better if I handle it. And I know how, I don't know what sweet nothings he's whispering, but
hey, Johnny.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have a problem when someone doesn't let me text my own messages. I don't
hey, Johnny.
I have trust issues.
Text on air for your own good, and the guy in your ear says that guy's not your friend, someone you knew way longer, someone you knew authentically, someone who came to your house, someone who fucking, would have bent over backwards for you two, Never fucking. I was not hanging out with you for money or super chats, April. I was hanging out with you and your fucking husband to fucking go to football games, to have drinks, to fucking sing karaoke, to do streams. It was fun.
Yeah, I feel for Geno and Keanu. I really do, because I've been through what they're going through. I've gotten past it. I can see it as a news story now. But if they're right, and they seem to know more than I do, because I'm disconnected from it, thank Christ. But they seem to know more than I do, and it sounds like Nick is really sunk his hooks into April bad now. It's amazing that that he's now trying to convince her that Geno and Keanu are not good friends. Let me tell you what makes Geno and Keanu good friends. Do you know how many times they've told me shit I don't want to hear? That's true. A lot. Because that's what your friends do.
There was no fucking moment where it's like, oh, let me see what we can get. No. Ask yourself in your fucking moments of alone quiet time. Ask yourself, what am I getting out of this? What would you like to happen? What would you like to happen, April? Would you like fucking Nick to be found guilty? So, excuse me, would you like Nick to be found innocent? Whatever fucking legal maneuvers he's using, and I can't speak for him, because much like John, he's a genius. Get away from all three of them. Get away from all three.
Yes.
This is where it is now. Oh, when you hear what happened between April and Aaron in real life, I watch this. I don't care. The truth is, you guys know what happened. I don't.
There's three sides to what happened between April and I. My side, April's side, and the truth. Like every other
before than be Nick's side.
Yeah, four sides then. It's amazing to me that you're gonna be, when you hear what really happened between the two of them, what really happened? We opened up our marriage. Drugs got involved. We fought like fucking cats and dogs and got fucking nasty about it. And our marriage our marriage went into fucking free fall, because any fractures or any problems that were workable before this, you
exacerbated.
You escaped to the other person instead of dealing with your problems. Like when April and I had that issue with the Zumach stuff, we actually, 10 months later, we're like, we have really worked through that, and I'm really proud of us, and we've gotten to a much better place. And then, it's funny, before we met the Ricadas, we were like, we've really been doing very well working on our shit. Because when you're faithful to your relationship, you have no choice but to work through shit with someone. But the minute you open up and another person comes in, I know at least in my case, and they tell you you're a good person and they love being around you, you're like, well, this other person makes me feel like shit. This
one doesn't.
This person doesn't. I'm going to hang around the one that doesn't make me feel like shit. That's what happened with April and I. We became incapable of dealing with our horse shit, and we leaned on other people. And it all came crashing down.
Anytime someone says, let me explain what really happened. What? You know what happened. No one needs to explain to me what really happened. I kicked Keanu's ass all week at rock, paper, scissors. She can see that? See that? Look at this. But go to a place where you can fucking sit in silence with your soul. And that's not in that house. That's not in that house. It's not. Not
on their property. Boy, you can tell Keanu just wants to fucking let loose, can't you?
Yeah, she's not happy about this. I actually want to know what those text messages are now. Just tease those for Thursday.
Let me tell you this. Anytime, this is a classic, again, manipulative tactic. Anytime you need to see, wait until you hear the real story. That's some manipulation shit. I don't do that with people. I go, observe it for yourself. Watch it. Tell me what you think. Here's what I did. Tell me what you think. And they go, well, you're a fucking idiot. You go, yeah, definitely a fucking idiot.
Not anywhere near them. Okay, said my piece. And you can hate me for it, April, but fucking I say that with nothing but love and fucking come here. Come to New York. Hang out with us and let us poison your mind with fucking whiskey and tobacco. But get the fuck away from everyone involved. Get the fuck away from everyone fucking involved. It's not fucking hard. But everyone's like, oh my God.
It's probably hard.
Oh, okay. Thank you, baby. Go.
Well, see now, see Keanu, and again, she really wants in on this conversation. She's saying it's hard because Keanu is aggressively of the belief that this is like a cult leader brainwashing thing.
Like Nick is kind of controlling this, and April can't
Yes.
get out because he's making sure she doesn't.
Keanu is firmly of that belief. Keanu's deeper in that belief than I am. But, you know, she's had some experience with it now too. And she believes it more and more every day. I think that's the difference between still going through the stages and then, like I said, covering it like a news story, like I'm doing, is you get a little more, you know, heated and passionate about it.
I don't know. Most news stories don't break into it. And live today at 5, the people I was having a crazy, weird sex relationship with.
It's one of those deals where I'm in a better spot. I'm in a better place than all of them, so I'm thankful for that. I couldn't be going in a better direction, and they couldn't be going in a worse direction, so I'm grateful for that. You just got to be grateful for where you're at, and then you won't, you know, this stuff won't fuck with you so hard. But then you got to remember these two lost a friend. And they feel it's unfair, and they're going through the stages of that, and you got to let them.
Go on, you're right. Well, fucking, it's just fucking, like to quote the Buddha, you know what sick people get? They get sick of being sick. And that's what I pray for April. I hope she gets sick of waking up in a toxic place where a guy's like, don't worry, it'll be fine. Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Keanu
What the heck is she saying?
Keanu is fucking pissed. She's making fun of Nick. She must have got the messages already at this point.
I'm guessing she got the messages, and I'm guessing that she shared that information with Geno because, again, he does seem a little lit.
He's worked up.
Just a bit.
So that was Geno's rant, and I thought that was really good. And again, we thank My Lost Interest for that one.
Thank you, My Lost Interest.